Good to see everybody. I've really last couple of weeks have wound up having a lot of stuff that kept popping up on Wednesday, so I decided to go ahead and try to take care of our Wednesday night Bible study tonight and go ahead and get it posted and uploaded and all that kind of good stuff. Just that way that just making sure there wasn't a time issue as far as getting it. A couple things I wanted to mention before we got started is, first of all, remember all those that we have that are on our prayer list. We want to make sure that we remember each and every one of them and make sure that we are diligently praying for all of those who need our help. I want us to talk just a few minutes this afternoon about a passage that's found in the book of Matthew chapter 6, looking at verse 21. Where it says, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. I've always thought that this particular passage here is more of a testament to man himself than really anything else, because we as people tend to be pretty greedy people, pretty looking at myself and everything that I can gain from this or everything that I can gain from that. And we find that some people, even in our lives, wind up being a little bit more intent on that than others. The people that will go completely and totally out of their way in order to try to gain the upper hand on something. But what Jesus was referring to here was more of a spiritual matter. But it still holds true in the same sense. It says, where your treasure is, there will your heart lie also. You see, people many times have fallen into this trap of this idea of being a self-made, self-funded, self-everything type of a person. And the problem with that is everything that each and every one of us have, every blessing that we have, is all gifts from God and things that were given to us by God. But the question is, where do we put God on our priority list? You see, it's real easy to forget God when we have other things that we want to do. It's real easy to forget God when we look around and say, well, I'd rather do this or I'd rather do that. It's always amazed me at the people that will come up and they'll say, well, God is so important to me, and church is so important to me, and my church family is so important to me. But they don't want to actually give anything when it comes to the church. And I'm not even just talking about money-wise. I'm talking about time, effort, so much as just being friendly to other people, other Christians that are around us. A lot of times our actions show the truth. I've heard many times, and as I've gotten older, I found it to be, for the most part, a pretty true statement that children and dogs, of all things, are really good judges of characters of people. Children, for whatever reason, have this ability to be able to see through somebody from what they say versus what they do. And I think of the best way to put it, our absence of doing the things that we say shows up very, very distinctly, especially when it comes to our kids. An example of that is we can sit and talk about how much we love church, or how much we love the people that are there, and how much we love each and every person that's around. Well, the kid in the back seat looks around and says, Mom and Daddy, if we love this so much, then how come we don't really do much? How come we will show up to church once every now and again? How come we make no real efforts when it comes to our Christian walk? And those things show up. So when Jesus says this simple statement, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also, very true statement. Because wherever we put our time, our effort, and our money, that's where our heart is. And many times when we look at ourselves, we realize that it's probably not where a lot of times we'd like to think it is. So our question, or what I'd like for each of us to do as we go through the rest of our week, is to make sure that we're setting an example, not just ourselves, but those around us, that our heart is in the right place. Because when your heart's in the right place, you find that you start making decisions and doing things that help each and every one of us. Tomorrow I'm going to wind up having another one of those pretty long Wednesday afternoons, but I did want to go ahead and to share this to make sure that we're all able to get what we need, because I do believe that Wednesday night Bible study is extremely important, and it helps us as we go through the rest of the week. I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful rest of the week, and God bless.